Hello and welcome to another Nalbind Chill. This time I'm not nalbinding a different thing. So, whoopsie. This was originally meant to be a purse, or a small bag, and it's a very frustrating project. So it's a mum and stitch with a middle connection, and I tighten it to the needle. It makes it very beautiful, but yeah, I also decided to make it of my homespun, hand spun yarn, which is kind of bubbly and makes for even more frustrated knot binding. So yeah, I had plans to make this sort of phone sized, but I have revised my plan because this is a frustrating project. I'm going to make it a card holder instead. So a sort of way to camouflage my credit card when I'm in the Viking village, for example. Like one less modern thing to worry about around paying and stuff. I can just keep it in here, boop it on the sensor, and go. So that's the plan. It's still really frustrating, but there's less left of it now. Like there's less left to do. So here's a card. This is my library card, and it fits quite neatly. I'm planning a half moon flap that can fold over. At the end, I'm going to turn it inside out because the inside is much prettier than the outside. So this is like the working side, and then when you turn it inside out, you get this nice stripe. So yeah, that's the plan for this. I don't actually know how much knot binding I'm going to do in this video. I am going to show you the other projects that I have been frustrated by, or that have been like lying in undone in my drawer for a long time. And then I might get back to working on this. So that's number one. I've changed that from a purse, or from a pouch to a card holder. Next, we have this project, which was originally socks, but I really dislike this yarn, and I'm disliking it more and more the more I work with it. It's like a 4-strand, what's it called? 4-strand spelsau yarn from Roma, and for me, it's not useful for things that are right against the skin. It's very itchy, very scratchy. So my decision is to make one of these into a pouch. It can be a small one. I can continue it longer, but a pouch. And then the other into a needle holder. So the plan is to cut it and then be able to put needles in it and roll it up to keep my needles in. So it needs to be broader for that. So yeah, these were going to be a pair of socks, not going to be a pair of socks anymore. A pouch and a needle holder. Next, I really don't know what I'm going to do with these. These have been lying, These have been lying unworked on for over a year, more, a long time. So these were originally meant as mitten tops. So yeah, the tops of mittens, they're done in telemark stitch, and with my homespun yarn. I was intending to make these as gifts to give away, but then I realized that my homespun yarn is pretty, I mean, it has taken a lot of time. It's pretty special. And I don't think the recipient of these would, like the intended recipient, would appreciate that. And thus, like, putting all that work in and the frustration with trying to make something fit to someone else, which I still don't know what to do, how to do, and all that energy and all that frustration, and then in addition using a very special yarn, it was just too much. I was so anxious about this project, and now it's just been lying there, so I don't quite know what to do about these now. Do I continue and make them mittens for me, or like they're pretty loose to be mittens for me, but I could make them mittens for me. I really don't know what to do with these. So if you have any suggestions what this could become, let me know. Maybe I could switch stitches. I have more homespun yarn, so I could definitely make this into a thing. But yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what to do about these. And then when I decided, oh, I'm not going to use the homespun, I'm going to use some store-bought, I went for this, and the yarn is just too thick for this stitch, and I am so frustrated. And the other thing is, this is me trying to make a gift, so making something that would fit someone else. Coincidentally, they have pretty similar hands to me, but still, it was an effort to make something that would fit someone else. So, and also working with dark yarn like this is just really difficult. And then, I don't know if you can see, but there isn't much space in here. There isn't much space to like move a needle and pick up the things you want. It's just too thick of a yarn for a too complicated stitch. I mean, the fabric you get is amazing, but I just get really frustrated working on these. So these have also been lying in my drawer for I don't know, since before the pandemic, definitely. So yeah, what should I do about these? Should I change stitch and keep going and make mittens for me? What should I do, internet? Oh, and I have to show you these cute sheep. The stitch markers from Snyder Spindles. Cute sheep. Really cute. And they make a make a nice noise. So that's the only good thing. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, now you've seen some of the projects that are sort of indefinitely on hold or have definitely changed path. And for the last two ones, I would really like your input. I would really appreciate that. Like, what could give me new inspiration to work on this again? Like these things again. For this project, I think, I don't know. I think it has to lie for a little bit before I make it finished. But yeah, it's pretty easy to work on. So it's just that I don't really like working with the yarn. So I'm going to destash, or like get rid of that yarn, because I just don't I've just finally realized that I don't like using this yarn. So, should we do a couple stitches more and then end, I guess? This is not a fast project at all. Stitches are tiny, it's meticulous. Yeah. I can still like keep going for a little while, but it's definitely more effort than usual. Also, I'm using quite a cheap needle for this project. It's one that's bought at Søsteren i Grene, one of those like sort of everything boutiques. And it's really a weaving needle in wood. And I'm using it for this project because it's equally wide all the way down. So when I tighten around the needle, I can push the rest through with no problem. With needles that get progressively thicker, you can tighten around the needle and then it gets really difficult to push through. So I appreciate that, but I don't really like how flimsy this one is. It's really thin. I feel like I can break it really easily. So it doesn't really feel like a proper tool to me. But I keep using it in this specific project. And I will likely only use it for these kinds of projects. It's also pretty sharp. Not really sharp, like it's a little bit painful. The focus needed. This is not a project I can do while watching a movie or anything. Definitely. Let's see. I have this much left to go. Okay, I think I'm going to end it there. I will show you the inside of this again because I am proud of it. I've spent so many hours on this on this tiny thing. First spinning the yarn and then nalbinding with it. It's just so yeah. I hope you can help me maybe find a new inspiration, and otherwise I just wanted to tell everyone that don't feel bad about repurposing projects that you are not interested in anymore. For nalbinding, that means finding something else to like continue making. For knitting or crocheting, you can just unravel. I can't really unravel nalbinding, so that's why I'm doing all this sort of mental gymnastics, re-envisioning what they're supposed to be. Yeah. Okay, that's all for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!